What's up, guys? We are back for another episode of That's the Tea with Tera and Taliyah. Today, we spoke with women's volleyball, Taylor Head and Jill Gillen. We had an awesome conversation. Tera, what did you think?
They were so good. And also, I feel like everyone has been wanting to talk to these girls because the program has just made such a massive turnaround. They went from winning 5 SEC games a couple of years ago to now they're 22-4 on the year.
Crazy.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So we wanted to talk to them about going from being the hunters to the hunted. And I think they gave us some really good information on how that all happened.
They did. We're going to dive right into it and get into some volleyball tea.
All right. Yeah. This is the Hunters to the Hunted with Jill Gillen and Taylor Head. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on That's the Tea. I know that you guys have talked about it plenty, I feel like, with the success that you guys have had so far this season, but you're veterans on this team.
Taylor Head out of Winter Garden, Florida, has played in the starting rotation ever since she was a freshman.
Cartwright is rejected. Gillen, she finds the corner.
You guys have been here through all the highs and the lows. Can you guys explain kind of what this program has been through while you guys have been on the team?
I just remember there was something funny that this season that had happened. We beat Tennessee, and we were all very excited.
Back-to-back kills for Gillen. Razorbacks by a pair.
And we were going to get ice cream. And the last time the team went to get ice cream was my freshman year, after we won our first SEC game 7 games into the season. So to go from 1-6 to starting SEC to 0-8 is huge. And just to be a part of that change and to remember those who have also bought in before us, like Haley Durgo and Gracie Ryan. I mean, that's a really big deal. And I'm so glad that I stayed this year to see that come to fruition and see this change is really happening.
Taylor, what about you?
Jill did a great job. Yeah, I think we were all very competitive. I don't think any of that changed. But I think, honestly, the experience of us playing together and we kind of just we all flow on the court, and it's definitely, you can definitely tell a difference between watching some other teams. We are very comfortable. We're just hand in hand, just doing our jobs, and we just know what to do on the court, and I definitely think over the years that has grown, and now we're allowed to be able to be at a ranked 11 team, Yeah. So, yeah.
Can you guys pinpoint anything this season that has made this team be successful? Like a key difference?
I mean, I think there's not really a huge difference from the teams that we've been a part of before. It's just kind of year after year refining, I feel like. But I definitely want to second what Taylor said of just being able to flow with the people who are out there. I know exactly what Hannah's going to do. I know exactly what Taylor's going to do. I know exactly what Maggie's going to do. I know who's getting that off blocker tip so I can go transition. There's things like that you just get from playing with these people for a really long time. And I think that this year, just all the pieces have come together. We have Sanaya, who came through the portal, and she added a lot to the team, just offensively and defensively as a middle. Zoe's putting up great blocks. So we have a couple differences there that make a really big change and have helped so much. And also that they just want to help the team, and they're very selfless in that way. And it's just so amazing to have everybody out there for each other all the time. And even when you're having a difficult time, I know I've had games where I've gone up to Taylor and be like, bro, I need your help right now. I'm struggling. Let me know what you see. And they just have your back. And that's really, really special.
So the episode that we're doing right now, we're calling it the going from the hunters to the hunted. And I feel like that's such a mindset change that has to happen. And I'm wondering what it's been like this year, kind of being the team that people are like, oh, we got Arkansas up next.
That is really fun. And I think it still hasn't clicked for me yet because, I mean, so every Monday the rankings come out. And I look at the rankings and there's like so many teams that are like ranked higher or like we're like lower, like we're 11. And like there's teams like in 14, 15, 16 that like on paper we're beating them, which I do believe will be any team. But it's just, it's weird to comprehend, like, because freshman year that was not the case, you know. So I think that's really cool. And I think that like we're navigating that really well. We don't have too many conversations about it because it's kind of like our job is just to do our job on the court, you know, like all the extra things like we shouldn't be worried too much about, but it's hard not to like pay attention to all that stuff. But it's been really fun.
I don't necessarily feel like we are this. I mean, we are a good team for sure, but I still think that everybody on the team very much feels like an underdog. So I don't like, it's really cool to see that, but it's like exactly what Taylor said. Okay, well, we got to go do our job and take care of business. So
it's almost like, I feel like as athletes, a lot of times you do something really well. Like right now, obviously y'all are playing amazingly. And fans or people on the outside are like, oh, they're overnight success. They're good now. And the work that was put in before that is kind of discounted. Or like overlooked. And it's like, oh, they woke up good. And it's like, no, we didn't wake up good. We've been down for years. And like, we've been working at this, like y'all said, and the chemistry is just kind of connecting for y'all. And you're just like in this flow state. So that's really cool that y'all are like hitting that stride. But I think it is important for people to hear that, yeah, it's not an overnight thing. And it's something that y'all been working at for a very long time.
And you know, like having, like you guys were talking about having the players, like you guys have stuck together, you've built that chemistry. It's building like an elite team, an elite program. It's not just always about having them, like per se, the strongest or the most naturally talented person you can get. So one of the analogies that I've heard is, I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's I call it the Randy versus Rudy analogy. So it's like you could get a player like Randy Moss. He's, you know, raw talent. He's just dominant. Or you could get Rudy, who might not have like the natural talent, but he makes up for it with the dedication, the hustle. Like, and it's like, which player would you want to be? Which player would you want to go with? And I feel like you guys are straight hustlers. Like y'all have just been grinding for years. And I mean, Jason Watson has told us about that. Like you guys call yourselves kind of like the misfits of volleyball.
Yeah, Jason has mentioned, or we're like the degenerates or whatever. The misfits. We're just a big group of misfits come together, and yeah, he has said that, which I do agree. Like Jill and I were both like small for our position, but you know, Jason has a type when it comes to outsides. Like I've said it before, he does like the hustlers and the Rudies for like the outside position.
Yeah.
And, you know, I appreciate that. You know, he's given me and Jill an opportunity, and he's going to give people behind us or after us an opportunity. So I'm just really proud to be part of a program that, you know, you don't have to be 6'4" to be on the court, you know? So
one of the characteristics I think about y'all's team is just the trust that you guys have with each other, with your staff. How was it like building that? How did y'all build that trust that you guys have?
I mean, I think it was there, like, at least for me from the beginning. I mean, we've had assistant coaches change, but Jason has not left since I've been here, obviously. But I mean, I've trusted him from the beginning. I trusted him when he was recruiting me. And he hasn't faltered in what he's promised and he's true to his word, you know, even if sometimes he wishes he wasn't, but he always will be 100%. So it makes it easy for the people who he brings on because he trusts them. And if this guy who I trust so much and would fight for every single day, trust these people, well, shoot, I'm going to go trust them too.
Hey, let's do this. Either we stay in front in that 2 zone so you can hit it crop back, or we go slide.
Okay.
And we can go see if the outside hitter bails early, right? So we can cut it underneath him.
Okay.
And so we keep that one in our tricks until we need it.
He's brought the most wonderful people and women into our lives because of that. You know, like Macy, Lexi, Susie, these are all wonderful people who care way more about you as a person than you as a player. And that is really, really special too.
Short swinging on it a little bit. Just throw it high and then go get it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, the coaching staff Jason has brought in it's unbelievable. I mean, Jill really said it like perfectly because those, like the woman, even like the people on our extra staff or like our trainer, like Caitlin, she's amazing. Like with our strength coach, she's amazing. Like we just have just amazing people that we can just go to at any time. And I trust, like with anything, I'd tell them anything. But yeah, we're really lucky to have such an amazing support staff behind us. And I think that builds trust for sure.
Yeah, so I'm hearing like it takes everybody. It's just not the 6 that are on the court or the girls that are on the bench. It's the support staff, the trainers, obviously the head coaches, assistant coaches, and that's helping build the trust. Obviously the hard work that y'all have mentioned and that everybody, you know, sees. What are there like some funny characteristics? Obviously y'all are having a good time with the throwback music, but what are these characteristics that are making this team great?
I mean, I think that we can just be honest with each other, and not every team gets to do that. You know, we've always had this saying in the program, like, assume positive intent, open and direct communication. And I don't think that teams have actually done that before. But I mean, I'm a graduate, so I'm just kind of like, well, shoot, I'm just going to say whatever, you know, comes to mind. And I'm sorry if that's a little wonky today, but we'll talk about it after. We're good. But I think that that's actually so special because people understand where you're coming from, because they know you as a player. And it's like, whoa, I was kind of out of pocket. Like, are you okay? What do you need? Whatever. And it's like, oh, no, I was just messing around. And people understand that too. So I don't know. It's just cool. I'm just having a ton of fun. So it's great.
Well, we do have some fun questions for you guys. So this, like I said, our podcast is called That's the Tea. So of course, you know, we've got to spill a little bit of the tea as well. So we want to learn some funny stories and superlatives per se for the team. So who would you say is like the goofiest person on the team? Who's playing the pranks? Who's joking around all the time?
Well, when it comes to pranks, I scare people. That's
the first thing that came to mind for me.
I have a problem. I honestly do think I have a problem. I get like such an adrenaline rush by scaring people. I'll sit in the corner for like 4 minutes until someone walks by. You know?
Oh, playing the long game.
You're committed to it.
So I think I'm just like the scarer prankster. But I think our freshman Lo Jones, she's pretty goofy. So
she is goofy. Yeah.
She is goofy.
I feel like I know the answer to this one, but who on the team's like the most fiery personality?
Jilly's got one.
That's what I was thinking. Yep.
Who is most likely to make Coach Watson upset, like a little mad, get him kind of, I feel like he doesn't yell too much, the interactions I've had with him. So who could take him there?
Yeah, under his breath. I feel like he does a good job hiding it.
I feel like me, because sometimes I'll be, I don't know.
Well, it's just the only time he yells at you, Jill.
What did you say?
Like,
Sorry.
I feel like the only time he will like yell underneath his breath, like for you, is like when you do like the silly like set in the net.
That was crazy too. And like I don't know. Sometimes just like freshmen just doing freshman things, you know, like it's nothing against the freshmen. It's just freshmen doing freshman things. I feel like that too. Sure.
It's a learning curve.
Yes.
Okay, last one for me. Is there any sayings from Coach Watson that like he just always goes to? Anything that you're like you always associate with Coach Watson that he says to you guys?
So he always like he like says like, you know, because I am, and we'll go with the chief reminding officer, because all like he reminds us of everything we do. And then there's also before every practice we play doubles, and it's just like 2-on-2, and so there's a ladder. So like, you know, there's like one court, the best court, and then the not so best court. And so we all take doubles really like competitively, and like we never want to go down. Like, and some people like they can't play doubles because they're hurt. But so like when they come back into the ladder, that means like some people have to go back down. And he's like, he always says the doubles ladder is unkind and doesn't care about your feelings. So I pair them together for sure. But yeah, moral of the story is we take doubles very seriously at our practice.
Yeah.
This year, it's kind of gone away. But his quote was, "Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be
Best out in
alright."
song.
But that's kind of fallen away. That was big in the beginning. And then I've just heard this throughout the years, over and over. Rising tide brings up all ships.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
That's
I've
a
heard
good
that
one. That's a good one. Have y'all tried the nasty Vegemite that he's so
Oh gosh.
big
Yeah,
on?
it's disgusting. It tastes like a tire. It's so gross.
And I know it's a spread. I really don't understand what it is though. Like I'd have to
I
Google
don't either. It looks like tar.
tar. Oh gosh. Are you Googling it right now?
Yeah, it says it's a thick, dark brown Australian food spread made from leftover brewer's yeast extract with various vegetable and spice additives. So it's just leftover gunk
AKA
that people are putting on their toast.
Well, guys, thank you so much for spending your time with us and telling us a little bit about the program. We really appreciate it. I feel like this was a good time, and I know that people are always going to be cheering for you guys the rest of the season. So thank you.
Yes, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be cheering you on and watching. So good luck the rest of the year.